Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about not getting so caught up in the moment. It's very easy to get consumed in the feeling of letdown and a feeling of disappointment, conflicts, problems happening in our lives. And it's just very important to remind yourself that this is only a moment compared to your whole life. So when you have this moment and you're experiencing these feelings, do not let them consume you and make you believe that this is what your life is set out to be. It's a moment and it comes with life. There's many times where we're going to feel maybe disappointed, we're going to feel let down, we're going to feel like we're weighing ourselves down, we're being hard on ourselves. And it's just important to remind yourself that this is only a moment compared to your whole life. No matter what it is that you're going through, it's not permanent. And you will work through it, you will see better days, and you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. But it's also important to sit with yourself in this moment to truly feel everything that is coming at you and being able to sort out your problems, being able to sort it out. And what I mean by that is, why do you feel so disappointed? Why do you feel let down? What problems are you facing? And just work on overcoming them. In a moment, be like, okay, this is how I feel right now. I'm accepting it, I'm sitting with it, I'm understanding it and evaluating it. But how do I move on from this to not let it consume me, to not let it keep me complacent in this moment? Because I have so much to look forward to. This is only a fraction of my life. I think it's just important to see that bigger picture, because it's so easy to get down on ourselves. It's so easy to discredit ourselves and not really appreciate how far we've come within certain journeys and certain aspects of our lives. We're all on a different path. And while you're on this path, it's important to be mindful of what you're telling yourself, even if it's just thoughts in your mind, that little voice in your head. How is it speaking to you? Is it uplifting you? Is it working with you? Or is it working against you and you just feel like it's you versus you and you don't even have yourself, because you're not creating that safe place for yourself, because you're not in that secure relationship with yourself. So it's very important to work on the relationship that you have with yourself before working on any relationship. And that's why it's important when they tell you that you cannot love anybody unless you love yourself first. Because if you learn to love yourself and understand and be compassionate and truly focus on your internal belief system, your internal traumas, what it is that you've gone through. If you are not sorting out these problems and making amends with yourself and making peace so that you can move forward and not being bound to the past, you can't really get past anything with anybody or in any situation, because you're not doing that work within yourself. So if you want to build better relationships, if you want to build, a better mindset or a foundation in general, it all starts with you. How are you speaking to yourself, and having this self-awareness to know and actively understand why you are the way that you are, and how to become better, how to overcome those internal obstacles within yourself without getting too caught up in moments where you feel like it's going to be the story of your life for the rest of your life, when that's not the case. It's life. There's a lot of ups and downs and trials and tribulations that we're going to face. But if you don't have that discipline to at least work on that relationship with yourself to uplift yourself and to become the best version of yourself, then it's going to be nearly impossible for you to reflect that on the outside with relationships, with going for whatever it is that you want. You have to have the confidence within yourself. You have to be able to trust yourself so much with something new, something challenging, that you are not afraid, you're not living in fear or self-limitations in order to overcome these necessary obstacles to be able to see that best version of yourself. But if we get too caught up in a moment in how we feel and dwell and stay complacent and stagnant, it's not allowing much growth for us. And that's why when you get stuck in these little ruts, in these little moments, I always say it's very important to be compassionate toward yourself so that you do not fall in a spiral, so you don't completely feel like you're drowning in a sense. You stick with you for the rest of your life. And I'm very adamant on making your house a home. So that's your body. You live within your body. You need to take care of it. You need to give it good nutrition, health, stretching, exercising, reading, gaining more knowledge. Just build yourself up as if you were a sim character. And maybe even just seeing it or hearing it from that perspective, it allows you to kind of pick up on that idea for yourself so that you can feel like you're building yourself up too. If you just treat yourself like a Sims character, and in the game, what do they practice? They practice relationships with people, they practice skill sets and all of the sorts, and to become that best person. And that's how you should think of life, like a video game that you're trying to level up in. And it's possible, but how it's possible, but ask yourself, what is my relationship with myself? If you can't say that you love yourself, you appreciate yourself, you're proud of yourself and all of these uplifting things, then that just shows that you really need to work on mending that relationship with yourself and binding you to yourself so that you can become one instead of having that mental war in your head of all the conflicting things. If you want to do something, you're eager to start something, you're looking forward to something new, but if that voice in your head is telling you that you can't do it, it's limiting yourself because you don't have that confidence, and it's conflicting everything that you're trying to become, you have to work on that relationship with yourself so that you're able to be your number one supporter, so you're able to rely on yourself, so you're able to know that you've built up that discipline, you've built up that self-love to allow yourself to get to these levels and these different versions that you've always envisioned for yourself. And then that's when your outer relationships start to become better. So if you feel like you're struggling in relationships, friendships, ask yourself, what are you neglecting within yourself? Are you a good friend to yourself? Are you a good partner to yourself? Can you give yourself that nurturing and uplifting attitude that you would try to give somebody else, who a friend in need or a partner in need? Can you give that to yourself before giving it to somebody else? And even sometimes we give, it's possible to give love, it's possible to give more love to others than to ourselves. So again, if you feel like you're that type of person that, you love your partner correctly, you love your friends correctly, but you're not loving yourself correctly, you have to work on that relationship with yourself. You have to uplift yourself, or else it's always going to be a mental battle in your mind, and it's just going to get harder and harder over time unless you just stick with that discomfort in the beginning to get over that mental obstacle to be able to actually become what it is that you want to become. Being able to love yourself and nourish yourself and uplift yourself and encourage yourself to keep pushing forward and recognizing how far you've come. Never forget how far you've come, because if you focus on that little that little thing that you have yet to accomplish, or this little thing that you feel like is setting you back, and comparing it to how far you've come, don't do that to yourself. Always recognize the bigger picture, and remember that this moment that you're feeling, where you're not feeling the absolute best, you might be in a patch of laziness, you might be in a patch of stagnanticity, or whatever it is that you're struggling with right now. Just try to remember that it's only a moment compared to your whole life. This is not the way your life is set up to be. And just have that understanding that it's life. It comes with its obstacles. It comes with its highs, its lows, its ups and downs, trials, tribulations. But we also know that life is very beautiful. And if we just focus on that beautiful coming back around, we are able to get out of these negative loops and these negative patterns a lot quicker, because we're able to pick ourselves up. We're able to encourage and uplift ourselves to keep moving forward, and always recognizing our growth, and just being compassionate towards ourselves. And just being compassionate towards ourselves is really all that it is. So don't get too caught up in the moment. Please, if there's anything that you're struggling with right now, always remember how far you've come. Write it down in the journal, and you'll see days moving forward. When you look back on that day, you will understand that yes, it was just a moment. Look at my life now compared to what I thought my life was over, or I was just, in a really bad spot. I know that that's not where I'm meant to be. That's not where I'm intended to go. It's just a moment. And just always keep that in the front of your mind when you're struggling with something. It's just a moment, and there are better days to come. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like my content, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye guys. Mwah.